I'm Batman. I'm Batman. I'm Batman.
I'm Batman!
I'm Batman.
Power kablam!
I'm Batman.
Na na na!
Be Batman. He's my favorite superhero.
From his first comic book cover flying across a canary yellow sky, to a goofy television series, to headlining big screen adaptations, Batman has been soaring through the hearts of fans for close to 75 years. My name is Kelsey Barrett, and I'm a huge fan of Batman. I was first introduced to the Cape Crusader by my big brother. Growing up, he was my hero. But his hero was Batman. He dressed as Batman for Halloween 6 years in a row, had around 10 different Bat t-shirts, and was either constantly watching a Batman cartoon or playing with the comic-inspired figurines. He wanted to save the world. Because Batman was my brother's hero, he sort of became my hero as well. I would watch the cartoons and play pretend with him, trying to save our friends or family from impending doom. And this sparked my love for Batman, but it's also continued on to my current life. My roommates and I have lived together for 3 years and have a huge decal on our wall of the Dark Knight and call our apartment the Batcave. We have yet to go a year without it hanging on our wall. We joke that we need him because he looks over us, but in a way, I think we all kind of feel better having that reminder of a hero in our home. I've also worked at a preschool for the past 3 years, and every Halloween, no matter what, when I ask my students what they want to be for Halloween, there have been at least 2 boys saying Batman, and they come in with their Bat costume, taking on the role of hero for the day as they pretend to save their fellow classmates. They wear almost the same costume that my brother did. Batman is timeless. Almost 20 years later, and I'm still seeing not only the same costume, but the same desire to be Batman. As one of my students said, he's not just a superhero, he's a man in a suit. This is why I love Batman. He's just a man in a suit. Anyone can be Batman. And this is why Batman is my hero, because he reminds people that anyone can be a hero, and he inspires kids as young as 3 years old to follow this message and be the good guy, to want to grow up and be the person everyone looks up to. Very recently, Make-A-Wish Foundation granted a 5-year-old boy named Miles, who has leukemia, his wish of becoming Batman. The foundation turned San Francisco into Gotham for a day, and throughout the day, news helicopters followed Miles dressed as Bat-Kid as he saved a damsel in distress, battled the Riddler and the Penguin, and headed to City Hall to receive the key of the city. This event went viral, from prompting tweets from people as high as President Obama. This wish not only served Miles, but allowed the country to participate in a fantasy of their own. The amount of participation and mobilization around his wish really speaks of America's obsession with superhero culture.
He just thinks he gets to be Bat-Kid for the day. I don't think he has any idea how big this thing got.
Batman was created in 1939 by artist Bob Kane and writer Bill Finger, and first appeared in DC Comics originally in the Pulp Fiction style. By the 40s, the Batman mythos was really established, which was that Batman is the secret identity of Bruce Wayne, an American billionaire playboy, industrialist, and philanthropist. He witnesses the murder of his parents as a child and swears revenge on criminals. He also never kills anybody. Ever since these first comics, this is the main storyline of Batman that generally sticks in all the comic, television, and film series, as well as spoofs, machinima, video games, and cosplay that continue to come out today. Batman was one of the few comics that kept public interest, along with Superman, into the 50s. Batman's popularity went in and out as criticisms grew with the addition of Robin, making it seem lighter or cheaper, and funny overtones as writers continued to tweak Batman's character. By the end of the 50s, Batman writers almost killed him off because his ratings were so low. In 1966, a Batman television series was launched which, at first, got his popularity up, but eventually the campy nature of the show made Batman lose popularity yet again. Writers Dennis O'Neil and Neil Adams made a deliberate effort to restore Batman to his grimmer, darker persona that was originally created, which went on to inspire Batman, the animated series, and the Batman movie in the 90s. But Christopher Nolan's portrayal of Batman in his Dark Knight trilogy has been one of the most favorably portrayals of Batman. Now, Batman's on and off popularity shows his fans are his true lifeline, because fandom and Batman are almost synonymous to each other online. Christopher Nolan's Batman turned the franchise around because, instead of it being silly, it commands respect into the character and the trilogy.
Let me get this straight. You think that your client, one of the wealthiest, most powerful men in the world, is secretly a vigilante who spends his nights beating criminals to a pulp with his bare hands? And your plan is to blackmail this person?
Fans love Batman so much because he alone chose to become our hero. While other superheroes were thrust into the spotlight, Batman chose to dedicate his life saving ours. He's the ultimate anti-hero, because it doesn't matter if you're a villain or a hero, he doesn't take corruption from anybody. You can always walk away, yet he doesn't. In Daniel Wallace's version, in Batman, The World of the Dark Knight, Bruce Wayne says, "I chose this life, I know what I'm doing, and on any given day, I could stop doing it. Today, however, isn't that day." Now this is the image fans want to see, the image that fans have looked up to for so long. Christopher Nolan's latest Batman movie, The Dark Knight Rises, recognized the importance of Batman fandom and started viral marketing for The Dark Knight Rises. It was an invitation to a larger group to photograph themselves in Joker makeup, resulting in some ending up on their official website and becoming incorporated into the online simulation of Gotham City. People could also record themselves and have their voices added to Bane's soundtrack. Fans were also encouraged to photograph chalked up Bat graffiti around the world and submit it to the website to reveal a new trailer. This allowed fans to, in a small way, cross over into Batman's fictions. The open-ended nature of The Dark Knight Rises was also a reason for Bat fandom's success because it prompted fans to make their own Bat movie, including a 7-minute fan film called The Dark Knight Legacy, which appeared on Machinima that was funded by Indiegogo and went viral. Woody Tondorf, the producer and director of the film, said they wanted to tell a story about Batman's influence on other people, while still getting all the action and justice that Batman fans demand. Fans seem to know Batman more than most corporations as they have held the main idea of Batman, a man seeking revenge from his dark past to seek justice. Someone with respect, someone with demons, and nothing campy or funny. This is why Batman is at a height of popularity, because the crowd got what they wanted through Nolan's movie for the most part, much more than the Batman animated series and Tim Burton's versions. The fans got the Batman they know. Now, the new Superman movie is planned to feature Batman played by Ben Affleck, which has stirred up lots of controversy. People care about how Batman is presented, and this is feared to be going back to a more superficial version of Batman that fans are not pleased with.
In the sun.
What?
Mainstream filmmakers are beginning to realize the effect fans have on Batman's popularity and have launched Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, and Vine campaigns to take advantages of media-savvy enthusiasts of Batman. They are utilizing fandom, and it is bringing notice of the anticipated disappointment of the upcoming Superman movie. Fan activity placed The Dark Knight as a high watermark by which other superhero movies would be judged in, and Superman is not seeming to stand up to par. Fans continue their love of Batman through displays of cosplay, YouTube videos, spoofs, and he's still ranked #1 for most comic book sales. Another important franchise of Batman has been Batman Incorporated, an ongoing comic series by writer Grant Morrison. Batman Inc. was based off a 1955 story about Batman variations in nations across the world. It's essentially about a fan club, and it's a concept about Batman as a global organization rather than a single figure. Batman encourages the ambiguity that there is room across the world for variations. Batman Inc. functions as a fantasy of a real possibility, and the long-standing promise that some fans, through a combination of luck and talent, can cross over into the mainstream and become producers of official content. The promise that anyone in the world can be Batman, because he is, after all, a man in a suit. Batman would not be alive without fandom, even in his own world. Why did Bruce Wayne pester his parents to go to the cinema that fateful night they were murdered? Because he was a fan of Tyrone Power, the actor in Mark of Zorro. As quoted in The Dark Knight, "You loved it so much. You jumped and danced like a fool. Thomas and Martha Wayne died, and Batman was born." And thus, fandom was born as well, and in celebrating his youthful enthusiasm from that night, fandom keeps the dark, iconic Batman alive. And fans have kept Batman at the forefront recently due to the acclaimed movie series, a universally adored video game, and as host of other media including spoofs like Batman vs. Penguin on College Humor, and YouTube videos like Little Kid Does World's Best Batman Spoof, and Batman Chooses His Voice, and so many others. Comic book conventions bring about cosplay, which is a huge part of Batman fandom, and convention goers from hundreds of conventions have been caught candidly saying how their life inspiration draws to superhero stories, and Batman's in particular. America's obsession with superheroes revolves around the idea of showing that exact moment when a normal person goes from being just like us to being somehow stronger, better, faster. Batman's moment was chosen by himself alone. He wasn't thrust into it like many other superheroes who have been given powers. He trained to become this hero. The Batman, the Caped Crusader, the Dark Knight, a man in a suit. Anyone can be a hero. Anyone can be a Batman.
I am Batman. I'm Batman.
You're Batman!
Yeah, I am Batman.